Have you heard the phrase, sitting is the new smoking? Well, I had, but I didn't take it seriously. And I think part of that was just a resistance because when I was in work mode, I just wanted to be focused, nose to the grindstone, get as much done as humanly possible. So I had a shot at checking most of the things off my to-do list that day and then leaving work at a decent time. Well, in that effort, I wasn't diligent about getting up, and doctors are recommending that we get out of our seats every 20 to 30 minutes and move for about 5 minutes. And that doesn't sound like a big ask, but when you think about your workday, are you doing that? That's hard. I just want to say that's hard because we have meetings that are scheduled for an hour. If you have really good scheduling, then I would argue that no meeting should be more than 45 minutes so everyone can get a chance to get up and move and take care of themselves. But a lot of us are scheduled with hour-long back-to-back meetings, and we're lucky if we have a good amount of time just to go to lunch or collect our thoughts. So if you are like me and you are used to that life of back-to-back meetings, then you probably aren't standing often enough. You probably aren't moving often enough. So I want to invite you to consider a few ideas about how you can stand up for your health and your longevity and putting more life in your years. So grab a drink, get comfy, and let's chat. And if you've been here before, you know I do offer a free mini course to help you build your leadership skills and your confidence. And it's always linked in the description box below, so check it out. First, let's talk about why sitting is problematic. It's not just unhealthy because it's good to go exercise. It literally has physical implications for our health, and too much sitting can be dangerous for reasons that we haven't even thought about. If you're in a job where you are seated for the majority of the day, then this video is going to be so helpful to your well-being. So maybe take some notes. How many hours a day do you think you sit? It's a good question because when you start adding it up, it can be really surprising. So most of us sit for 11 to 12 hours a day, which is about 3/4 of our waking hours. And this really comes from a combination of sitting at work. And then if you're like most people, you are probably watching a couple of hours of TV at night, or you're sitting and reading a book, or you are gaming at a computer. Whatever it is, usually it's a sedentary activity. So between daytime activity and our evening activities, we sit a lot. And the number of hours we sit each day really matters. Researchers have found that people who sit for 10 more hours a day are at greater risk of developing dementia. So just think about that in relationship to what we talked about first. And if you live with depression or anxiety, please know that they've also found a connection between long periods of sitting and increased or worsened symptoms of those two conditions. So it's really important to get up and move. Again, I'm going to share some ideas with you later in the video about how you can do that throughout your day. Researchers have also found that sitting for 8 hours a day without any form of additional exercise or movement puts you at similar risk of dying as smoking and obesity. So take a moment to just process that. I know for years of my life that I sat for long periods of time at work. There were times in my career where I felt like I was chained to that desk. I needed to get stuff done, and I had deadlines to meet, and I had people I had to meet with in order to accomplish my goals. Ask yourself, is that you too? It also increases our risk for diabetes, heart disease, blood clots, and certain types of cancer. And of course, it also compromises our mobility. And we know this. Once you hit 30, and maybe for some people it's younger, but once you hit 30, you start to feel your body differently. And what I mean by that is you wake up in the morning and you might feel a little stiff, or maybe you notice that your knee hurts when you bend down, or you hear things popping and cracking. And then as you get older, this just kind of becomes your normal. and new layers of this kind of stiffness, awkwardness kind of continues, right? And you have to be really on top of it to maintain your flexibility, your range of motion, your comfort moving in your body, and all those things can be tackled with specific sorts of exercise and stretching and just general care and maintenance for your body. And since you only get one, it's worth the effort. You need to be able to move for as long as you can, as pain-free as you can. And then as you're moving into older age, your body is going to be stronger. Your bones have a better chance of being stronger. They know that weightlifting absolutely helps everyone, but women especially in perimenopause through menopause, to hold on to their bone density. So take care of your body in every way you can, so you can have the best quality of life you can. This is the type of information you want to share with your loved ones. And it's not controversial. It is just for good health. And if you love people, you want them to be in the best health. And if you love yourself, which I hope you do, and if you need to work on that, stick with me here on this channel because I will help you with that too. But self-love is taking care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally. And this is one of the biggest things you can do for yourself. Every 30 minutes, move for 5 minutes. Then you can go back and sit at your desk and keep going. Let's talk about some ideas for how you can make that happen. So in this article, they talk about exercise snacks, which I thought was so cute. And it's great because we are trained from the time that we're little that there's like snack time, snack breaks. So it's a few moments of exercise that you can get in between other things you're doing. So you can go up and down a flight of stairs, you can walk a lap in your house or in the office. Depending on your work environment, you could close your office door and you could do 5 minutes of yoga, stretching, Pilates, anything to get the blood moving. And then they share the idea of sitting but not being still. This is a great idea for anyone who has in-person meetings where it is not an option to stand. And I know those environments exist in many organizations, in different fields, where there is actually pressure to stay seated. And in this case, you can do the following exercises seated. Calf raises, toe raises, making a circle with your foot, giving your legs a break by uncrossing them, squeezing your glutes, your thighs, marching in place. Doing all these exercises while seated can give you a discreet way of getting the blood pumping and is better than not doing anything at all. So in those moments where it is impossible for you to get up from your seated position, please know that all of these activities can help you take care of yourself physically. And then we have something super basic, which is just create a new habit. And I'll link my habit stacking video here, but this is something that's very, very simple and will help you get in more movement. It's attaching some form of exercise to something you already do every day. I recently have been very interested in the number of steps I've been getting each day. So now when I brush my teeth, I walk around the house while I do it. And most of us have periods of time throughout our day where we are waiting. If you are waiting and you feel comfortable in the space that you're in, you can do exercises while you are waiting. You can do leg lifts, you can do squats, you can march in place, you can do some standing Pilates moves. There are a lot of different things that you can do in small spaces while you wait. I always try to do something while I am in the kitchen, waiting on the microwave or waiting on something on the stove. I think that anytime you set a timer for anything, you can also be doing some movement while that timer is going. So think about the moments in your life, whether you're waiting for the elevator or waiting on the microwave or brushing your teeth, where can you incorporate in a little more movement and stack that new habit? And another great way that you can share the love is by inviting people in your life, friends, family, partners, to go with you to do physical things for your social outings instead of sedentary things. So instead of going to a restaurant or to a movie, you can ask them to go with you to have a walk in the park or play pickleball or do whatever it is that is going to be fun movement for you. And I think that looks different for everyone. Like not too long ago, I found out I am not a spin class girl, but if you take me out for a walk, I can walk for a long time because I really, really enjoy walking and talking. It's like one of my favorite things to do. It's a great way to bond and connect with people, and being in nature or being in any kind of beautiful surroundings, any surroundings that feel good to you. It's very calming and soothing and just kind of opens you up to possibilities. So try picking some kind of activity that you want to do with someone you want to spend time with and incorporate that into your life. The next idea is make things a little harder, meaning whenever you have to walk somewhere, park your car further away. Or when you go to use the restroom, use one that's a couple floors down instead of using the one that's right across the hall from you. Find ways to push yourself to do just a little bit more, and that will help you get that extra movement in that you need in your life. I worked with a woman who was about 20 years older than I was. She was absolutely phenomenal at this. Like would not compromise on this. She had a plan, she stuck to it. It was part of how she remained healthy. She would always park far away from where she needed to go so that she was forced to walk there and to walk back. And that was a big deal because where we worked, it was a very hilly location. So figure out things that you are willing to do that require you to push just a little bit more and incorporate them again into your routines. And if you work in an office, sometimes person-to-person communication is way more effective than phone calls, emails, messengers, chats. So get up and walk down the hall. Knock on your colleague's door, see if they have a moment to talk, sit down in their office, or better yet, invite them to have a walking meeting with you and walk and talk about what you have to do. As you are talking and brainstorming and finding solutions or compromises or deciding who's going to do what task and delegating it out, you can record all of that good information on your phone as you're on the go. Whether you are typing it out in a note or you are dictating it, you can get those steps in, you can be healthier, they can be healthier, and you can build a stronger connection with them. So sometimes old school is the best way. Plus, people need human connection. It's another new normal that will add some quality to your life. Thank you for spending time with me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got some good information. And like me, I hope that you're going to start building in that 5 minutes of movement every half an hour. I am going to start setting a timer for 30 minutes, and every time it goes off, I'm going to get up and move for 5. And that is my commitment to myself. I'm making it right here now. And if you are in a place where you feel like you personally are interested in private coaching, please connect with me directly. I will put my website above. It is always listed in the description box below. And until next time, stay true to yourself, lead with purpose, and thank you for watching.